Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I come again with a beautiful story. Everyone is invited to watch the full video. And don't forget to subscribe the channel. Let's start. Once upon a time, in a small coastal village nestled between rugged cliffs and the vast expanse of the ocean, there lived a humble fisherman named Thomas. Thomas was known far and wide for his skill in navigating the treacherous waters and his ability to bring in the most bountiful catches. Yet, despite his success, Thomas lived a solitary life, finding solace only in the rhythmic ebb and flow of the tides. One early morning, as the first light of dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, Thomas set out in his weathered boat, the Seagull. The sea was unusually calm, its surface like a mirror reflecting the heavens above. As he cast his nets, he couldn't shake off a strange feeling, as if something extraordinary was about to happen. Hours passed, and the sun climbed higher, casting its warm embrace over the water. Thomas's nets remained disappointingly empty. Frustrated but determined, he sailed farther out to sea, beyond the familiar fishing grounds. As he approached a secluded cove surrounded by towering cliffs, he noticed a shimmering light beneath the water's surface. Intrigued, he leaned over the edge of his boat, peering into the depths. To his amazement, he saw a figure swimming gracefully through the crystal-clear water. It was a mermaid, her long, flowing hair glistening like spun gold, and her tail shimmering with iridescent scales. Thomas's breath caught in his throat. He had heard tales of mermaids from old sailors, but he had never believed them until this very moment. The mermaid, sensing his presence, looked up and met his gaze. Her eyes were the color of the ocean, a deep, mesmerizing blue that seemed to hold all the mysteries of the sea. She smiled, and in that instant, Thomas felt an inexplicable connection, as if their souls had recognized each other across time and space. The mermaid surfaced, her head breaking through the water, and spoke in a voice that was as melodic as the waves. "Greetings, fisherman. I am Seraphina. I have watched you from afar, and I see the loneliness in your heart." Thomas, still in awe, managed to stammer, "Hello, Seraphina. I am Thomas. How is it that you speak my language?" Seraphina laughed, a sound like tinkling bells. "We merfolk have the gift of understanding all languages of the land. But more importantly, we have the gift of understanding hearts. Tell me, Thomas, what brings you so far from your usual waters?" Thomas found himself pouring out his heart to Seraphina, sharing his dreams and fears, his joys and sorrows. He spoke of his love for the sea, but also of the emptiness he felt, the longing for companionship and love. Seraphina listened intently, her eyes never leaving his, her expression one of deep empathy. Days turned into weeks, and Thomas found himself returning to the secluded cove every morning. He and Seraphina would talk for hours, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. Thomas felt a happiness he had never known before, a sense of belonging that filled the void in his heart. One day, as the sun began its descent, casting a golden path across the water, Seraphina took Thomas's hand and said, "Thomas, there is something I must tell you. I, too, have grown to care deeply for you. But our worlds are so different. I am bound to the sea, and you to the land. It is the way of things." Thomas's heart ached at her words. "Is there no way we can be together, Seraphina?" "There is a way," she replied, her voice tinged with sadness. "But it comes at a great cost. There is an ancient magic that can transform one of us, but it is risky and irreversible. If I choose to become human, I will never be able to return to the sea. And if you choose to become a merman, you will leave behind everything you know." Thomas was silent for a long time, contemplating the enormity of the decision. He loved Seraphina with all his heart, but he also loved the land, the village, and the life he had built. "I need time to think, Serafina. This is not a decision to be made lightly." "I understand," she said, gently squeezing his hand. "Take all the time you need. I will be here, waiting for you." Thomas returned to his village, his mind a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions. He sought counsel from the village elder, a wise woman named Agnes, who had lived through many tides and had seen much of the world. Agnes listened to Thomas's tale with a thoughtful expression. "True love is a rare and precious gift, Thomas," she said. "But so is the life you have here. You must follow your heart, but also consider the consequences. Sometimes, love requires sacrifice, and only you can decide what you are willing to give up." Days turned into weeks, and Thomas's heart grew heavier with each passing day. He could not bear the thought of losing Serafina, but he also could not imagine abandoning his life on land. Torn between two worlds, he sought solace in the sea, hoping the answer would come to him. One stormy night, as the wind howled and the waves crashed against the shore, Thomas stood on the cliffs overlooking the cove. The rain lashed at his face, mingling with his tears. In the distance, he saw a faint glow, and he knew it was Serafina, waiting for him. With a heart full of resolve, Thomas made his way down to the water's edge. Serafina emerged from the waves, her eyes filled with a mixture of hope and fear. "Thomas, have you made your decision?" she asked, her voice barely audible above the storm. Thomas took her hands in his gaze steady. "Yes, Serafina. I have made my decision. I cannot ask you to give up your world for me, nor can I abandon mine. But I believe there is another way." Serafina looked at him, confusion and curiosity in her eyes. "What do you mean?" "We can meet halfway," Thomas said, his voice filled with determination. "I will build a home here, by the sea, where we can be together. I will spend my days on land and my nights with you in the water. It won't be easy, but I believe our love is strong enough to bridge the gap between our worlds." Tears filled Serafina's eyes, and she embraced Thomas, her heart swelling with love and gratitude. "Oh, Thomas, I would be honored to share my life with you in this way. Your love means more to me than the sea itself." And so, Thomas built a small cottage on the cliffs overlooking the cove, a place where land and sea met. Every morning, he would set out in his boat, fishing the waters he knew so well, and every evening, he would return to the cove, where Serafina would be waiting for him. Their love grew stronger with each passing day, and though they faced many challenges, they never wavered in their commitment to each other. Thomas learned to hold his breath longer and swim deeper, exploring the wonders of the underwater world with Serafina. In turn, Serafina learned to walk on land, her legs growing stronger with each step, so she could share in Thomas's life on the shore. Years passed, and their love became the stuff of legend, a tale told by villagers and sailors alike. They spoke of the fisherman and the mermaid who had defied the boundaries of their worlds to be together, a love that was as eternal as the sea. Thomas and Serafina's bond was a testament to the power of love, a reminder that true love knows no boundaries and can overcome any obstacle. Their story inspired generations, teaching them that with courage, sacrifice, and unwavering faith in each other, even the most impossible dreams can come true. And so, the fisherman and the mermaid lived happily ever after, their hearts forever intertwined, a beacon of hope and love for all who heard their tale. The end.